Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing out there in this astrology? Beautiful, lots of good things happening, lots of healing. I think we got it now, Jermale. I just was muted and forgot. Hi Donna. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Hi Regina. All right. Everybody can hear us now. Hi Luciano. Well, this astrology this week, we got Chiron going forward. We got a full moon on Saturday. Did you guys get a chance to listen to our broadcast yesterday? Our broadcast is on YouTube. Regardless of what YouTube you're on, you should still be able to find our broadcast. And we got shorts for all the horoscopes. And I noticed this morning was definitely a void moon. There's absolutely no drama. Because that's what happens with my grandson that has a Leo moon. Anytime there's a void moon, he's so chillax. And I told him today that it was a void moon. Who else experiences a void moon like that? Does anyone else experience? Did anyone notice? Sammy said, I was so happy it was void. I needed to rest and recharge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a quite quiet morning. Hey Patty, good to see you. Glad you're here. So you're welcome. Sammy didn't get called while on call today. Of course you didn't, because it's a void moon. I would be anytime if I got a chance to like sign up for the like when you're on call, I would look and see which ones were like had a void moon during them. Oh, that's what I would be doing. Um anyway, so you can ask any questions you like about astrology, about your own chart, about what's going on. How did you guys do over the Christmas week? I think it was a lot of healing going on. Queen Libra asked, how will me and Jason work as a team for business? Do you have y'all's birthday? Mm-hmm. I was just thinking that I might preference homeboy, of course, from now on. There, Sammy, there's a Brighthawk. What do you remember the name of the site that you use?
Sure. So when we look at the void moon is when the moon is in transition between signs. It's the in between. And that is called the void of course moon. Now, if you want to be able to track it for your time zone, your area, there's a wonderful moon calendar available at AstroSeek. It's called mooncalendar.astro-seek.com. And you can put in your time zone, and it'll give you the void of course moon calendar. It'll tell you when the moon is leaving a sign, when it's entering another sign. And if you're new to the astrology or you're new to this broadcast, the void of course moon is sometimes all day. Like today was one of those times. It lasted for like 12 hours, 10 hours, I think, from 2 a.m. to noon. And sometimes can go even longer. And sometimes it's just so short, nobody even notices. As a general rule of thumb, I don't talk about it unless it's a really substantial number of hours because it can affect all of us. And I love the fact that it's less dramatic. A lot of people, we've asked and surveyed folks about what have you noticed about the void of course moon time? And a number of folks have said, wow, I get more done, which they talk about the void being a great time to do self-care, not do a lot. But some folks feel like it's the great time to get things done because it's not dramatic. You're clear thinking, and so putting things together focusing on something where you want a lot of clarity, not a lot of drama, can be really helpful. So, learning about them has been very interesting to me. And what we notice is that when there's a void of course moon for all of us, because this, of course, is all of us that it affects, that it's worth paying attention to. And in addition to, the new moon and the full moon, I've come to really track the void moon as well. So if you're interested in the calendar, it's called mooncalendar.astro-seek.com. AstroSeek is a really good website for lots of information.
Yeah, so the having the void of course moon and looking at the website could be really helpful for you, Sammy. And Queen Libra might be a little bit hard to answer that question accurately, just because what you're asking for, I only got half of the picture, so um so it's I mean, I might be able to find something maybe. But this is more of a like a astrology thing, and I think you're probably used to like psychics that just kind of tap in, and I can do that, but that's not what I'm doing here. And it doesn't sound like, do you know what time you were born? And what about what city? Queen Libra. What city were you born in? What time? Looks like you're probably a Libra. Oh, so you have a couple planets in Libra. So you'll do best with uh collaborative relationships. So um will it have more ups than just downs? That's hard to say, Germany.
Boy, that makes me want to go into a philosophical mode because, of course, I'm a Sag and we're known
Go for it,
philosophers.
sweetheart.
It's really one of those funny things that when we say up versus down, good versus bad, um, I'm sure we've all had experiences that in the moment it seemed like a terrible thing. And then later you give gratitude for that so-called terrible thing because it forced a change you wouldn't have taken if you didn't have to, if your back wasn't up against the wall. And then later you can go, God, stopped. What? I grew out of what I needed. Life taught me what I needed to know so I could become the person I needed to become. We all know as astrologers, if you look at anyone's forecast for 2026, the markers in astrology for what is coming speaks to massive change. We call that change transformation because nothing's going to be the same. I think we've had a year of noticing that nothing is the same, that anything we took for granted is now something everyone, like in the whole process of destruction, there's a rebirth that can happen. And Pluto speaks very strongly to that. Pluto is in Aquarius for the next 20 years, a sign of revolution ruled by Uranus. We have Saturn and Neptune about to step back onto Aries, the world point at zero Aries, the beginning of everything, that beginning of the chart, the beginning, the new year, that zero Aries, zero cardinal signs. And we're talking Aries, Cancer, a Capricorn, because we're doing Capricorn right now. It's the season markers. What am I missing? Virgo, or is it Libra? The cardinal signs. Sorry. At any rate, when it's zero, cardinal, in this case, Aries, we're talking about world events. Seems fairly obvious to everyone, whether you're reading the news or not, that the times we live in are unprecedented. We are on the verge of revolution, or as Hollis has been saying, the great reveal. We are in a moment of that feels rather precarious, like, what way is this going to go? And like all hands on deck, we all signed up. This is the time we're living in. This is the time that we are called to become our best selves, bring our best forward. And the only way I know how to get through this moment is through astrology. I feel like astrology, especially since the pandemic, has been such a beacon, such a lighthouse for the crazy. Like, I don't know how people do their lives without checking their chart, without looking at and understanding the greater unfoldment of what we're all in together. So, welcome to Capricorn season, ruled by Saturn. Capricorn, of course, is ruled by Saturn, and it means that it's Saturn represents authority and institutions, and it's considered cold. It's considered, a taskmaster. It's considered, um, it demands you answer the question of, are you doing what you came here to do? What are you doing about it? Kind of thing. It's that vibe. So Capricorn season is upon us. Saturn is continuing its dance with Neptune at the end of Pisces. It's very slow right now. All of it's very slow. February will light things up in 2026, one way or another, for sure. And of course, we have Mercury has moved out at the end of the week. We'll be moving out of Sag into Capricorn as well. So we have that party going on in Capricorn. Mars, the Sun, Venus, and now Mercury. So it's active times. You mentioned Libra energy. Venus is very active this week as well. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So, yeah, plenty going on and a lot that's going to light up 2026 in ways that is anyone's guess how it all comes around.
Well, what I wanted to say is first of all, Queen Libra. You asked if you and some other guy were going to collaborate. Let me just say, do you delay taking action, waiting for men? This is the way you gaslight yourself, thinking that you need someone else to do this with you. So I'm just letting you know. I don't know, but you often sabotage yourself because it's part of a T square. You have Mars and Libra, and it's in a square to the eighth house. So often in career, you don't take movement because you're waiting for someone else to take movement with you or to do it with you. And that's actually the mistake that you're making. So you actually know exactly where you're supposed to be going. Trick is listening to it and not waiting for others. Germlay, what I would say is that first of all, you can get a full reading from me, but what I will tell you is that you have a Gemini moon and Uranus is moving into Gemini. So you're definitely going to have a lot of surprises in the next few years coming up. Surprises, big and small, probably on a regular basis, especially with your moon there. And so that's going to be coming up for you. So as as that starts to happen, I'm going to suggest that you try to navigate that with as much ease as possible. That could prove to be a little bit difficult at times. It could also be blessings at times. It'd probably have a lot to do with like children or romantic partners or romantic relationships or maybe even things that are fun. Um, and then the other thing that I would mention, okay, the other thing that I would mention would be that the north nodes are moving into Aquarius. So this is later on this year. You'll need to really focus on figuring out and managing your money and making money, how you spend money and stuff like that. And okay. Hi Tim. Hi Tim McKee. Um Uh,
Wow, Tim, your birthday is the same as my oldest sister, and you
is
were
it
born the
really?
same year I was. So I'm gonna guess we're part of the Pluto-Uranus conjunction in Virgo generation.
Well, that means that you've been doing some letting go this year, Tim. This year with the Pluto and whatnot in Virgo, because that's going to be big, big movements of letting go, right? And April 19th.
And we're both also finishing up our Saturn return, second Saturn return. I know it has been quite an interesting process. Somebody else mentioned Saturn return. Let me see. What was that? Sammy, my Saturn return ending with the transit into Aries. Yeah, I have been excited for it until I realized that it's Aries. Aries starts my sixth house, but is partially in the fifth. How does that transit affect me? Okay, good question. Thank you. Uh, I'll go ahead and put that up for a minute so we can talk about the houses. So when we talk about the houses, they go from 1 through 12. And of course, when we talk about the fifth house in astrology, what we're talking about is family, parents, daily work, um, pleasure, creativity, romance. It can be the house of children. Um, and so let me go back to what you asked. Here we go. How does the transit affect you? Okay, so Hollis, do you want to take this?
Okay, sorry, I was putting in that other guy's birthday, Tim McKee. My Saturn return ending with the transit into Aries. Uh huh.
So Saturn and Neptune um, are traveling together, but they won't always be. And they'll be stepping back into Aries and saying hello to your Saturn. Um, so it sounds like this is your first Saturn return. And Saturn is always going to ask you questions. It's going to ask you, and because the fifth house is about creativity, daily practice, self-expression, children. What you're giving birth to into the world, not just children, but creatively, you know what I mean? So, and in Aries, that can be really um, fairly intense because, of course, Aries is all about fire and action. It's ruled by Mars, the god of war. And so Saturn is always asking us to take action. Like, what are you doing? Are you doing what you came here to do? Are you on track? What else can you do? It's a taskmaster. It's going to kind of drive, and what it is. If you sit with yourself and you're like, what is it that I really need to focus on or do or whatever, you'll know. And so Saturn has a way of sort of forcing that. And there's an intensity to it because it's in fire. And you're having a Saturn return, which is going to be asking you about your mission, your purpose, your drive, your focus, your intention. Um, yeah. So, and then Neptune traveling with it, Neptune is about dreams, but it's also about illusions. So, are there beliefs and illusions that are serving or not serving you? Are there things that need to be let go of so new dreams and visions can be seen? these planets have were retrograde and now are moving forward. So that revelation we keep talking about, the Hollis keeps talking about what is the great reveal. So as they move into Aries, that's going to get like heated up and great time to focus on your dreams and visions, you know?
I was gonna say, that so it sounds like your Saturn is actually in Pisces, but when it enters into Aries, it will be entering your sixth house, which is, of course, the house of day to day life and health and well being. Because, typically what we do every day affects our health, right? So, Sammy, do you have any planets there? If not, you might, you know, like have to, you know, manage some things, like lose weight or exercise more or something like that. But I wouldn't say that it's major. If you have planets there, it sounds like you must be maybe a Scorpio rising. If that's if sat it, um so, as a Scorpio rising, you've probably already made your transformations. And you asked, so once you go past your Saturn return, yeah, once you get past like 31, 32, you'll probably get some. Usually, most people, if they do their work, and if you're a Scorpio rising, I'm sure you did it. Um, and then once you do your work, then what ends up happening is usually Saturn rewards you towards the end of your Saturn return. So, like, maybe you were trying to manifest something, maybe you were trying to get a better job or whatever it is, those kinds of things will come to you, Sammy. Especially like when you're like 31, 32, things will start to even out and you'll be like, whew, gosh, like that. It's kind of like I survived that type of feeling. But you'll be happy usually with the results. You're usually actually happier after the Saturn returns, in my experience, because before there was something lacking or missing that wasn't part of the picture that will be part of the picture later, or something that will get better somehow, like work or something like that. Tim, I just wanted to answer your question. Um, Tim asked about transits, and you can get a full reading with me, but yes, you have been letting lots of things go, probably money or related to money, actually, I would imagine, and community or people, maybe, or siblings, and maybe even communication patterns, things like that. And then what I also wanted to say was that you actually have a lot of blessings in your life. A lot of things come really easy to you. So make sure that you recognize that, you have a grand trine, you have a lot of trines, you have a mystic rectangle, you have a lot of blessings in the world. And the other thing I want to mention to you is you are also at the end of your Saturn returns, but you do have Venus and Gemini, so I wouldn't be surprised if like one of your friends you end up dating them or there ends up being some sort of relationship in relation to them. And also, just so you know, if you've had some relationship difficulties, you'll probably be done with them after Saturn moves into Aries. So, okay. So, that's pretty much how it goes. All right. Hopefully, I answered some of your questions, you guys. It was fun meeting up with you today. We meet every Monday, so if you have more questions, you can always bring them back. And you can, of course, book with me. It's in the description. You can book with Brighthawk. We both do natal chart readings, and I also do some other readings that's really great for people that are grieving. Like I do a mediumship sort of death chart reading. It's called a cosmic grief reading. And I also do coaching and teaching. And Bright Hawk and I have an astrology class that you can buy at the website, divineandrogen.com. If you go there and you click on the digital shop, you'll find it. It's also on the main page. And it's like a sort of work at your own pace astrology 101 type of thing. And if you do that class, I guarantee that um, our broadcast that we do. Make sure you catch the weekly broadcast on the main channel, especially if you're on YouTube. Look for the main broadcast and go ahead and catch that and try to catch our reels. And I hope that this live was helpful for you. I hope we answered some questions, helping you to understand what's to come. And we appreciate your great astrology questions, and we're so happy to be here. We appreciate your energy. Check out our weekly forecast and your horoscope for your rising sign and your moon sign and your sun sign. For the sun sign and the rising sign, it should mostly apply to who you are, but for the moon sign, it might more apply to the emotional aspect of your week, if that makes sense. So that would be the difference on how those vibrate. So you should know your sun, moon, and rising. We do have a sort of how to find your sun, moon, and rising. You can get 50% off if you use that code right there, live 50. And you can download a beginner's guide on how to get a free astrology chart and how to find your sun, moon, and rising so that you can come and ask great questions and we can try to help you understand them. Okay, that's what we're here for. We'd love to help you understand astrology on a deeper level. Both of us I'm a Virgo, Bright Hawk's a Virgo rising, which is known as one of the best teachers in the zodiac. And so we love to teach, and that's why we're here. All right, friends. All right, we'll catch our broadcast on Monday, and we'll see you next Monday. Catch our broadcast next Sunday when we release it. And you can also catch me on Substack. If you look in the description on YouTube, you'll easily find the link to Substack, to Bright Hawk's site, and to everything else. Okay. All right, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful healing energy as we step into the next chapter of our lives. Bye bye.
Happy full moon on Saturday.
Happy Saturday, full moon.